What is going on, guys? So there's a lot going on in the country right now. Um, I'm not gonna get political or anything like that, but it seems like there's a struggle with young men today. I'm not sure if it's they're lost. Um, I really am not sure on that answer. I kind of was lost myself for a little while. Um, I'm not doing this scripted. This is all just kind of as I go, and I'm really not sure where to start or what to say. But I know that life gets better. Life is great, and I know that there's times that it was hard for me to see that, and I'm sure there was times that that maybe you guys are in that hard spot right now, and it does get better. And one of the things that I did was I self medicated quite a bit. I drank. I was a pretty heavy drinker, and that it didn't help anything. It didn't help anything whatsoever. Um, Probably since I was 23. I'm now 34, so it's been a solid, and it got really bad. So the wife and I had tried to have kids, and so we went through a couple of miscarriages and just like the struggles of what that did to our family. And so that's when I started to really heavily drink, which probably just made the situation even worse. And so I decided to quit all that. And it's funny because usually the algorithms, the YouTube shorts and all that stuff, they feed you just like this stuff that makes you angry and fear, and sometimes you get the good stuff every once in a while. But it's funny because I kept seeing like quit alcohol stuff. I feel like I didn't search it at all, and so like what, I'm gonna try this, right? Both parents alcoholics, grandparents on both sides also alcoholics, so I imagine that it's been a pretty long lineage of professional drinkers. I used to refer myself as a race car, right? Because race cars run on alcohol, and but no longer am I an alcoholic. Well, I guess I should say I am still an alcoholic, but I have not drinking in a year, so I'm sober now. I guess once an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. But it doesn't help. It just clouds the judgment. Um, you can't see any further, so there's no personal growth as soon as you start drinking. And sometimes you just have to start asking those hard questions. And some people use religion to answer those questions. Some people don't. That's okay. Whatever it is you find, whatever answer it is you find, um, as long as you ask those questions, I guess that's the main part, and grow. And ask people around you. Heck, even if this might not be the best, but even AI, if you're afraid to talk to somebody. I was afraid to talk to somebody for the longest time, so I talked to AI for a little bit before I got an actual therapist, which I saw for about 6 months, and it was probably one of the greatest interactions I've had. And I was terribly sick the second last time, so I was terribly sick, so I missed an appointment, and then the following week was his last, so it kind of caught me off guard. So I didn't get to say what I wanted to say to him, and that he really helped me through probably one of the hardest times. Um, I guess not, like, it wasn't the hardest time because I wasn't currently going through all of that hardship. It was more so just the unpacking of all that extra all that extra baggage, and that we just don't need to carry. We don't need to carry it. It's not worth carrying. There's so much other good stuff to carry. Um, the pursuit of a woman that brings you peace. I'll tell you, we've been together for 13 years, and it hasn't been easy. These 13 years, right? We've had our ups and the downs, no question about it. But at the end of the day, I get peace, and now I've got a family, and everything has just become crystal clear now that I have a family. Every day, I know my purpose. I know what it's for. I know my hard work isn't just going to be wasted. It's for something, and it's really cool to see it build up. So I just guess I want to say, keep going. It's okay, right? It will be okay. Just keep going, keep working, keep building. Keep building you. Gotta have faith in you. You will own a home one day. You'll have a family one day. It will happen. And when it happens is when you look in the mirror and you see all the problems that you need to fix, as I did. And it wasn't all in that order, right? So my wife has definitely seen some ups and downs for sure, and but I feel like she's starting to reap the rewards and the benefit now that I am a much happier, a much controlled, much more controllable. Now that I'm sober all the time, it is so good. It is so good, man. And I hope all of you succeed. I hope all of you find a woman or somebody that brings you peace. It doesn't have to be a woman, I guess, but yeah, find a woman, have a family. It is the best thing. It's the best thing that will happen to you. I promise you that. It's not easy. It is well worth it. And it's crazy because my daughter has taught me so much, that I've needed to change about myself, because I wanted to be, as soon as she came, I wanted to be an example of a husband for her, right? I want to be what she looks for in a husband. And now that my son is coming, I've already started to change a couple of other things, because now I need to be a good example of a man for him. And I guess they go both hand in hand, but some stuff is in secrecy, right, that you can't see on the outside thought processes. I guess honestly, just becoming a better man does make you a better husband in general. But we'll just say it's put the gas pedal down to fix other parts of me too, that almost immediately I need to change so that I don't become a hypocrite, right? And I hope it does that for you too, especially if it's something that you want. And I'm telling you, I didn't want kids until I was like 30, but I guess I didn't feel like I could support them until I was about 30, because I went to school a lot, but I never really sat down and focused. I never knew exactly what I wanted. I guess I can't say that I still do now when it comes to, like work. Is more so I want something that I can provide my family, or take care of my family, and I guess that's all I want, and that might change too now that I'm starting to, I've pushed that first domino on change, and I'm really intrigued to see where it goes, because it's already has. Um, I watched an episode of Dave Ramsey, and he had said you can't really just change one thing without changing, a whole bunch of stuff. Because like once you change one thing, that ball starts to move, and then you just kind of start changing, another bad habit, another bad habit. And so like I can see where this has gone, and that was my first thing. Was I changed my financial situation now that I had a kid. I wanted to make sure I could protect her financially. That's the biggest thing, right? And then, then it was alcohol, and then I didn't like the vaping, so that was gone. And then even the thought processes, it's been awesome. I started to read. Actually, one of the books right now I'm reading, it's been an interesting one. Now you got to take stuff with a grain of salt, right? But it's Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, and I'm almost done with it. But it's definitely started to get me to do more reading and more thinking. A lot of philosophy stuff. And I think if you can get couple of ideas from people that are much smarter than you, it'll help you go in the right direction. That's kind of what he states in there too. I won't give too much of it away, but it's an interesting read. I know this is completely different than what I usually post, but I feel like we're just kind of at a weird spot in history, and I don't like the way it's going. Kind of scary, especially when you got kids. You want to make sure that there's a place for them to thrive when they get older. So, man. Well, I'm going to post this, and we'll see what happens. But I don't want a lot of hate in the comments, especially if there's other people out there that do comment on it. When it comes to maybe reaching out for help or guidance, please, if there's, if you need something, if you got questions about sobriety or anything like that, I'll do the best I can to help. I'll make sure I got my email down there in the description. It might take me a little bit to get back to you, but please reach out. But I'll tell you right now that, seeing a therapist was amazing. Just somebody to talk to, where you don't have to feel like being judged. There's just like some things you can tell your friends, and then there's just some things you don't want to tell your friends, Not that it's bad. Maybe it is bad. But it's definitely worth unloading. So, well, I hope you guys have a good one. I appreciate you listening to this. What is this? It's going to be a 14-minute video of me just kind of rambling. But I feel like I need to say something, and I'm not really sure what I need to say quite yet. Maybe something along those lines. Who knows? Well, you guys have a good one.